Hey guys, and welcome back to World Machine. I am super excited to be doing this episode right here because I have some great news. I went ahead and did a lot of work on the map, and I was about to get the height map exported, and one of my good friends over on Reforged actually ended up having an extra key to World Machine, so he just gave me the professional version, which I'm super pumped about. So we have the professional version now, which means the map's able to get a lot bigger. And it has. So we can do a lot more ourselves here. To kind of show you guys the base view here. Right here you can see kind of how much larger the map has gotten. So before we literally had this little tiny valley right in there. Maybe like just that bit of outcropping right there. And I'm going to show you guys the final product. I am very, very excited about this. We have this. This is where the map is at right now, and I'm super, super excited to have this to work with. This is 2.5K by 2.5K instead of before we were doing the 1K by 1K. So it's over twice the size of what we had previously, and we literally changed nothing. The map that we built to start out, okay, we changed a few things, I lied. But the map we built to start out was so great for converting into a larger map because the way we structured it is that we could theoretically move this out infinitely. Granted, it would just be infinite mountain ranges going farther and farther and farther out. But like beyond that, we did a lot of things that allowed us just to get this clean transition into a much larger map. So it's going to, basically, I'm not going to be filling the whole map. What I have plans for now in this coastal area right here, kind of on the edge of the ocean or sea or whatever it is, that's where the main steampunk city will be. And then up here in this area, big quarry or something up in the mountains, kind of moving logs back and forth up and down the river. A lot of steamboats, really cool thing that we can be working with here. A lot of different steampunk style things that we can work with. I just feel like with this, we have a lot more opportunities to go big, go crazy, and just have a lot of fun with this project instead of where we're kind of, I felt like before we're kind of stuck into doing a fairly medium-sized, medium-small-sized city, because the way I envision it, I hate when you're looking at something in Minecraft, like a plot, for example, and you're just looking and you see the border, like you see the edge of the plot, and they're like, clearly there was no definition or work done to really hide that edge. So what we have going on here with this being such a big map is that we now have the ability to just do nature like crazy, going out really, really far and do all these little hidden builds and other civilizations and things like that. They would kind of play into this instead of before we were really limited to just the one thing. And I probably got a little case of the Dukon when doing this because, as you guys know, he's rebuilt Crine probably like 1,000,000 times by now. And he's probably going to do it another 1,000,000 times. But that's kind of why I did such a big project here, because the more I'm planning, the more I'm messing with it. And the stream we did last Friday in creative, just kind of building and working with the different styles and things like that, I just had so much inspiration for different ideas. Granted, the stream on Friday was really cut short, so we weren't able to do a whole lot of executing those ideas at that time. But now in here, now that we actually have a map to work with, we can really start getting moving on all of it. So today I really want to show you guys where this map is at right now. As you can see here, this is a much higher resolution image that we were working with before because we have the full version. So this is actually a 2K by 2K resolution image. The reason why I'm just showing you guys this right now is because it took forever to render. Much longer than our little 10-second renderings before because there's so many more pixels, but we can see all these little mountains and everything in there before that we were not able to see because we were able to actually see like all the way down to like this little, granted when you get in really close it starts to look a little weird, but yeah. So all the stone that you can see on here is really kind of defined, or I'm using a coastal overlay macro is what it's called. You can find it literally just on the World Machine forums. It's out there for everybody to download. And basically it picks certain slopes and attaches this gray stone coloring to it, and then the rest is grass. And then the more closer you get to the water level, the darker it gets. So you can see that's with water, that's without. So they're just kind of doing this dark color to show where the water would be. And that's kind of what it is. So now I guess we can go in and obviously you guys can see here what we've changed more or less. So before we had just the single river going through here, which we still have to go in and fix those little areas once we get into like World Painter and whatnot. But now over here we have this second river, kind of much more narrow canyon-esque river that is going to be flowing out here into the sea as well. And of course we have the sea area. Then this general area along the coast, I brought the terrain down quite a bit to smooth it out a lot more, so we have a lot flatter area to work with along the coast, while still keeping these cool cliffs at the edge of the water. A lot of this probably we're going to go mess with ourselves in World Painter and in game with World Edit to really get that texturing how we want it to be done. A lot of the terrain and things like that is going to be hopefully done through World Painter. Granted, we'll be going back in and adding little extra bits here and there around with our nearby things. But what this means is I can start exporting those trees out into schematics so we can get all that cool stuff going that we looked at in the last showcase. But yeah, to get into more of what we did before, we can grab this overlay view, preview lock it right there, and we can go into this layout generator. Basically, this shows you guys a lot of what we have. As you can see, there's all this extra stuff on the outside that we could theoretically be using. But so I did a large polygon down here for the sea area. Then we have a second polygon right there, which is kind of bringing down the land just slightly to make it work. Then we have the two rivers right there. Then we have these polygons up here, just bringing these areas up a little bit. I put another little circle right in here to bring that general little bit in there down slightly. And then another one back in here to bring that down slightly again. If this probably makes no sense to you guys, but basically what I did was, what we're doing here is all these circles would normally be, I inverted the values on them. So if you guys remember us doing in the last episode, so pretty much I'm creating these they're basically subtracting from the top height level Minecraft 255 and bringing that down with the height we set on it. So you can see on this circle right here, it's at 1470, so 147 in Minecraft. So it's actually subtracting that off. So instead, I know it like probably be easier just to move it right there and do that. Hit that little plus button instead of the minus, and it would be fine. Go with that. But where it's at right now, I like what it's doing. I really like the result we're at. So you can kind of see as we're looking at this area again. Oh, it unbuilt the map. Darn it. All right, well, we're not going to be looking at, but you can see like that area is lower on. That area is low. That area and there is a little bit lower, giving us a lot more options of building spaces and things like that. Instead, before we were really limited to just along the river. So it's giving us a lot more options and things to look at as we go throughout the build. And then here, the second layout generator is looking just at the rivers, really trying to define those and cut those out a little bit more. So they're very, very skinny. Can go into the details right here. So it's very skinny. The fall off distance is only 300 meters. So that's at the very, very top of it. It's 300 meters away, or 300 in World Machine, which comes out to 30 in Minecraft. So it's just trying to smooth out that river basin region. Excuse me, that's something in my throat there. But yeah, so that's really trying to just smooth that region out there. And we can come in here. None of this stuff changed in here at all. And so over here, what we have other options for is we have our snow map, which you can see here is going to be really interesting to be working with. There's a lot of different snowy regions. This is going to take us forever going through in World Painter, trying to get all this stuff to be working and doing that kind of thing. Then we can go into this one right here, which is the depositions where like gravel and things like that would be going through. So a lot of that stuff will be really interesting to work with. Basically what we're going to be doing with these maps is we're going to be taking them in to World Painter with our base height map, pasting that in there, then doing these as overlay and going through by hand probably and looking for these white spots and coloring them in with a certain biome or something like that for now, or some type of like say the cavern layer just as a default layer for now, and then we'll literally go through later on and mask them by hand. So we'll go in by hand and choose basically pixel by pixel to try and identify where the block is. And I know it sounds really tedious, and it is, but it gets that amazing result, and we might as well do it if we want the terrain to look cool, right? So pretty much today's episode, I wanted to show you guys what we had here for our final result. Oh, it built again. Cool. So this is our final result. As you can see, all these mountains are coming back in this area, and it looks really, really cool. I haven't went for it and exported this into the Minecraft yet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the video footage right here, and actually we're going to show you guys how to do this first. So height map exporting, basically what we're going to be doing here is going to go in here and set it, and we're going to call this, I've done 1, 2, and 3 as a little test before, so we're going to call this as height map 4, River Valley height map 4. Save that, and we're doing a PNG, and then so we hit write output to disk right there, and it will go. But what we're going to do first, because now we have the full version, is we go up to world extents and resolutions, and we're going to bump this up. So it's a 2.5K by 2.5K map, but I'm going to go ahead and bump this up to a, can I do a custom? Let's do 2500 by 2500. Yeah, so we got 2500 by 2500. That'll do it right there, hopefully. And so we can basically just hit OK, and then we go for it, and all you do is you hit write output to disk, and world must be built so you can export your train. So we'd like to do it now. This is going to take a few minutes, guys, so I will catch you guys over there. I'm going to basically do the same for the snow layer and the deposition layers, and just get those over there. So I'll catch you guys in a few minutes, probably back in World Painter, or in World Painter for the first time. So I'll see you guys over there. Well, guys, welcome to World Painter. So I just opened up the program. We got all our height maps. So I'll find these here real quick, and I can show them to y'all. Let's go in there and save. Yeah. So here you guys can see all of it. We got all this good stuff right in here. And so we got our height map 3, which we can pull over onto the screen. So that's the height map that it developed for it. And we got our the flow map and the deposition map, which are gonna be super fun to work with. Flow map especially is gonna take us forever to deal with, but it'll be fine. It's all gonna be worth it in the end, guys. But yeah, so this is gonna be what we're working with right here. Basically, if you guys have never used World Painter before, this is the program. Over here on, for my setup at least, on the right side we have our brushes, and then we have custom brushes that I've imported below it, and a few of those I need to get rid of from other maps. Down below that you have your brush information, intensity wise and things over there. Up on the upper left you have your tools to be working with. Below that you have your terrain options and things like that, and I usually I bring it all this kind of stuff out a bit more, just trying to separate it all. And like this, so I kind of, because we don't need to see all of this stuff over here, it just makes it easier for me personally, if it's all kind of right there. So I kind of stretch it out like that. This is my preferred setup for it. You guys will figure out your own for it, but I like to be able to see all the different options. Basically what we're going to be doing here is we're going to go hit file, and we're going to import new world from height map. And then in here we go in, we find it where it is height map 3. I know I said 4, but I accidentally saved it as 3 and erased the last one. So go me. When we go with this and water level, we need to be sure to change this in our thing. We're working with it at about 30. So I'm gonna do it as 30 for now and see where this goes. And I go into theme here and I delete all of this. And I'm gonna change grass to the bare grass, and we're gonna get rid of the beaches. Noisy edges doesn't matter because it really, like, it's totally fine. Pretty much what we're going to do in this video today, guys, we're going to import this in right here. So we have all this stuff perfectly good to go, hopefully. And let's check it out. It's going to import it right here, and hopefully it won't take forever. Yeah, so this is working great. As you guys can see, this map is freaking huge. So what I like to do here, just to be safe, that's really based on there, it doesn't really matter. But so we go in here into edit, add/remove tiles. And basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down to JK, that's half in our tile. That's annoying, we can't get rid of those. Nope, we cannot get rid of those. All right, well, that's fine. Let's go to, what's the water level at here? Water level's at 30, so that's fine. That actually is okay, we can deal with that. Now I'm gonna go hit global, and we're going to remove a layer, frost. Okay, just to get rid of all that frost. I just hit things. Get rid of that tool. Bad. That's not good. Don't do that, Bryce. All right. Why am I doing that? Okay, so we're gonna put our spawn right in there on that river. Okay, it's middle mouse click to move on this. World machine is right mouse click. Okay, so we're gonna go here again, global op, fill with terrain type. We have our grass here by base. We're gonna fill this with stone and do above 45 degrees. And we're gonna go have some fun and kind of go look around. So you can see here, this is a lot different than what we got in the actual thing itself. But pretty much what I want to do here, guys, is we're going to go and save this guy here, and we'll just go height map 3. That works fine for now. So it's saved. And we're going to export this and go check it out. And so I will catch you guys when we get into Minecraft itself, and you guys can see where this is at here. I guess we'll walk through this stuff to start. So we're saving it to Reforged. Of course, we're going to do the border as void, and we are going to allow cheats, resources, no, and basically all these different layers and things like that. We got to make sure they're done, and we can export everything and go. And I will catch you guys over this because this is going to take a few minutes. All right, so I just loaded into the world. We got everything set up in here, and oh my god, it's not on peaceful. Gotta change to peaceful, or else you get slime spawning literally everywhere. This is awesome, guys. This is so cool. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. Granted, we still gotta do all the texturing and everything like that. Haven't even set the biome on it. We got a few weird issues kind of like that coming out. But that's stuff we can fix up when we're in game. When we see it, it's not a huge issue. But like, just look at this terrain, guys. This is the power of World Machine right here. So this is that kind of lake area. That's not open map. We are in. Yeah, so before, why is this not? Oh, I guess we didn't save over the name of the map. So let's see, do we have we still have World Painter open, cool. So we are right down in this area right here. Right now, we're literally standing right there. And I want to go down to the coastal areas, but first I want to just kind of go south and see what the mountains in this region look like. But you guys can kind of see where this train's going to be going. It's pretty smooth and kind of just builds its own way up. There's a lot of little outcroppings like this little guy, which I think just turned out really cool. They're not super steep, but they're enough to be for like a rocky face of things. And we're able to just get these massive mountains just because we're up at like 90 right now. So we're able to get these massive mountains that just kind of keep rolling all the way up because we put that water level down to 30. Instead of having it all the way up at 62 where it normally starts. We get an extra 30 blocks of height room to work with basically. But this is kind of like the highland mountain regions that we had developed in World Painter, or World Machine, sorry. And all this stuff comes up here really cool. And like a lot of these little areas like this, we are up at 170 right now. Let's go all the way up to the top of this mountain and see what it looks like up here. I really want to turn on 32 render distance, but I think it starts to lag when I'm recording. So we are at the highest point on this guy, which is at 210, and that goes even higher. As you can see, there's a lot of these cool little rocky regions coming in place all in these bits right in here, which is super cool in my opinion. We have so much stuff to be working with, and it gets even higher. Look at these mountains are insane, guys. We're up at 233, so we have an extra 20 blocks. Basically, the height limit is right here. So this is as high as we can possibly go where I'm standing right now, which that guy over there almost gets up to. We're just doing a little bit of a touring, making sure this is all looking pretty cool. But you can just see all this crazy terrain that's developed just purely because of what we did in World Machine. Like, look down there, look at those little lines of everything kind of meeting down in those bits. I'm thinking a lot of these high up mountains, we do the snow-capped peaks and things like that with them. They're not super spiky mountains, but I like the style we got going here. I think it's definitely something we can work with for sure. One thing I do wish was these like flat faces like this were a little bit more broken up. So that's stuff that we can obviously come back and touch in World Painter easily. Just kind of that little like fine tuning. I want little bits kind of like this where you just have those few little grassy things poking out, just adding a lot more detail and definition to it before we get into texturing everything and all that good stuff. So a lot of this is going to be just a little bit of like hand hand done stuff and things like that. I got a few custom brushes that are for adding like little cliff faces that I've found online and things like that that work pretty well for doing the job. So we can head on over to the river area now and work our way down the mountain. And you guys will see as we just kind of like even if we just walk our way down here, this is just crazy. You know what we should do though? An elytra. And yeah. Like good old survival, except extreme. So let's do this. Yeah, so we can fly our way down here, which this train is just massive, guys. Like, we just look tiny. Oh, even the mod gives us like this cool little like air effect kind of going on. I don't really know where we're going. We're just going along the train, just kind of checking it out as we go. We found the river. Oh, this is that skinny river area, so it's a little bit fatter than I thought it would be. Obviously what we can work on as we want. So coming down here, this is where it opens up to the ocean itself. I believe that's kind of down in this area. That's our face. Look at us go. Woo! But yeah, so we're coming out here to the ocean, which is just to our left. And we can land this and start flying like normal again. But yeah, over here, so we got this cool bit right here. And that should lead us to the ocean. Yeah, so this is our terrain we're working with on the edge of the ocean, which I think is going to be really cool, especially these raised up bits. Yeah, so again, we got to come out here and add a little bit more definition to these cliffs for sure. But overall, the general shape of the terrain I'm super happy with. So we're in our ocean bit right here. What I'm really thinking is adding like little islands and things like hand-done islands out here, like sandbars and just all that different stuff. Just so we can get a lot of different pieces to be working with here, so we can have some cool stuff and things like that. But that's all gonna be for probably another day. I'm gonna do a little bit of work by myself in World Painter and probably just get these cliffs mixed up and things like that, and we'll be able to touch back and kind of see where it's going. This is where that other river, our main river, kind of juts out in here. As you can see, we got to fix that little bit right there just to make it fully connect. And then, of course, we got a few little things like this that just World Machine. We can't really handle that ourselves. So we got to come through by hand and kind of clean it up, or just World Painter by hand, or World Painter it and get it all done. But I'm really, really excited with how this is going. I do hope you guys are enjoying all this. It's going to be all I have time for today for this video, though, guys. So I do hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this, where you guys want to see this map going, and all that crazy stuff that we've done in this. All the knowledge I've been dropping on you guys and new things in this video. So if you are new, please hit that subscribe button, and for everybody, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. It does mean a lot, and it keeps me motivated to keep making more videos, hearing all the positive feedback from all of you guys. So as always, guys, I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.